cement, me and my pen, fixing the fry. Back then, dabbled in sin, now I'm alive in Christ. He paid the price, only he is my vibe. Hey, listen, back in the 90s, homie KR said I'm underrated, never fake it, gotta stay hard. Kevin Bacon, no hesitation, I let the KR. Runaway slave vision, that Turner with the AR. I never played hard, I praise God when placed by his book. I'm on their radar, these big bars is leaving them shook. I'm in the kitchen and they know what I cook. They thought my punchlines was hard, y'all better watch out for them hooks. It's gas, Chuck D and Flavor Flav. We rounding up the truth, screaming these the last days. Rebelling against the world, righteous living, it pays, it pays. Public enemy, public enemy. Chuck D and Flavor Flav. We rounding up the truth, screaming these the last days. Rebelling against the world, righteous living, it pays, it pays. Public enemy, public enemy.
Yo, welcome to the Terror Dome, this flow that I spit. I'm in the zone with this gift, you know the throne that I live. Fight the power, life of hours, got me so in the midst. All the broken seeking, most with Satan, hoping we slip. Nah, I'm just another black man that's in the crosshairs. Cause I took a rap stance to rep the crosshair. I'm a spiritual one, that means it's warfare. That's an S1W, so we're all clear. I'm speaking life every time that I tweak on mics. The game's feeding you death, so don't believe the hype. It'll take a nation of millions to try to hold us back. Recent quakes to be building, homie, and that's a fact. It's unmatched, the end is near, no pit stops. Won't flip-flop, time is on us like big clocks. You unequally yoked to terminate your ex. 911 is a joke, that conversation's next.
Chuck D and Flavor Flav. We rounding up the truth, screaming these the last days. Rebelling against the world, righteous living, it pays, it pays. Public enemy, public enemy. Chuck D and Flavor Flav. We rounding up the truth, screaming these the last days. Rebelling against the world, righteous living, it pays, it pays. Public enemy, public enemy.
Boy.
Preacher Boy Inc.
Stuck in my ways in my Versace shades. I miss the gas, gutter and save. Stuck in my ways in my Versace shades. I miss the gas, gutter and save. Check. Spiritually, I'm Christ-like. Lyrically, feel like money made on fight night. Me and Meek out slaying duo from Fright Night. Like my dad, I need stone pads when I write. Gas, different pedigree, legibly with a legend. Filled with a spirit, my flow is so heavenly. Respectfully, I'm out of this world, they can't measure me. Christ, Holy Ghost, and I, the perfect recipe. Salt of this world, I'm never bitter. Versace shades, my ways are so scripture. It pays to know God, our lives are so richer. My vibes like Richard Pryor and Harlem Nights, who's iller. Mike Glove and Thriller, Max Slugs and Splitter. The chef done gone digital, Ray Pawn and RZA. I'm napalm but lyrical, stay calm, I'm biblical. They get they fake on, my cake on residual. Gas, labels can't afford me, no. Since my release got is that geeks that increase my dough. My like a peace crisis, that peace I keep a peace for show. On this wave, I'm with the stick, they know how I roll. I'm talking Christian, on with the hammer. Bars like the slammer, yeah, I ball like the answer. Far as these rappers go, I feel they all been tampered. I'm one of the last standing, cause God is my standard. I know they can't stand it. Roof is panoramic on that whip. I'm gutted and saved, means I'm a preacher with a twist. I'm stuck in my ways like my GPS in the glitch. I'm on the mountain and he know what I pitch. I was born to do this. A-Ride with the K-High. Every day I praise God's laws I play by. I get it, rapper CEO be my day job. Falls rap, I XM like Shade 45. Gas. Stuck in my ways in my Versace shades. I miss the gas, gutter and save.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Saint Reese, aka Mr. Gas, aka that Holy Smoke. Welcome back to another Rebuttal Live, an extended version of the Gutter and Saint podcast, man. Man, I've been seeing this story go around social media, and as I did my hood journalist thing, and you know, my due diligence on what's going on, man, I really feel compelled to bring it to y'all. You know, this whole Kyren Lacy situation, a young man who was LSU football wide receiver who found himself on the wrong side of the law, or so they say. He was allegedly involved in a car accident. They said that, which we're gonna react to a video, which this young lady who actually covered the story. She did a very, very better job than I probably could have done. So we're gonna react to her video, and I'm just gonna add some commentation to what she was talking about and other stuff that I found. So he was involved in a alleged car accident that consequently led to a 78-year-old man's death. Now, this happened last year, and new footage shows that he wasn't even, at the initial scene of the car accident. He actually came up like minutes later after the car accident was involved. Now, they're saying that it was due to him cutting off the car, and the car swerved and hit the other car head on, which the investigative reporting shows that didn't happen, and the actual camera footage shows that didn't happen. But before we get started, y'all already know the routine. I'm going to need y'all to smash up the like button. Share this out to a friend. Tell a friend who would tell a friend who would tell her next. To Ken, your boy St. Reese is back at it again. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed to the channel. And also, you already know, got to rep the hottest merch store on the planet, Vintage Saint Lacito. Lacito means the one who carries the wheel. Gasmerch.com is the website, which is going to be pinned down in the description area as always. And you can get this dope t-shirt, you know what I mean? We got some other hoodies. Just go check out the website and treat yourself, you know what I mean? But without further ado, let's get into the reaction of the young lady's reporting.
Have you heard or seen this video?
Hold on.
Have you heard?
Because she did a good job reporting on it, and I just want to I'm just want to add to what she's saying, because she went into details of everything, and she's not a lawyer, but she does investigative reporting as if she was a lawyer, and I like that type of stuff because I love bringing y'all real truth and as much evidence as we can, even when I'm preaching, but I believe this is a cover-up. Something going on here that we need to get to the bottom of, because this young man's family needs justice for this young man, because consequently he ended up taking his own life. He ended up committing suicide. For those who don't know, he ended up committing suicide. He was bound to go to the NFL. He was supposed to be a part of the whole draft. He was supposed to be drafted with all the young men, like when he was with Shador and Travis Hunter and all the big names. He was supposed to be drafted with that camp. But a couple days before he was drafted, the draft was supposed to happen. This accident happened, and he was withdrawn. He was withdrawn from the draft pick, and things got dark and spiraled after that, because he felt like he was going to end up doing life in jail, which he was trying to plead his innocence all this time, and nobody, people believed him. The lawyer believed him and all that stuff, but the department, the cop work that they hid this from the press, they hid this from court, and they are in trouble. But let's react to the video. Let's react.
Or seen this recent news about the football player Kyren Lacy? Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I started digging around to try and understand what happened and what this recent news is all about. So if you're looking for a Kyren Lacy explainer video so you can get context on what this viral video that's going around really means, I got you. So this is 24-year-old Kyren Lacy. He was born and raised in Louisiana and quickly became a football star. He played in high school and actually had offers to play at a couple colleges, but ultimately decided to stay in his home state of Louisiana and attend the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. After 2 years there, he transferred to Louisiana State University, where he continued to play until he graduated. Now, following college, Kyren was well on his way to playing in the NFL. However, 2 days before entering the draft, Kyren was involved in a car accident. At least that's what the state police said. So on December 17, 2024, Kyren was driving his green Charger down a 2-lane road in Louisiana headed to practice. According to state police, as he was driving, he crossed the center line, meaning he's now driving on the wrong side of the road, so that he could pass 4 cars that were in front of him. Now, I'm not a lawyer or an artiste, but bear with me because you really need to see these visuals to understand the story. So this green car is Kyren Lacy. And again, this is what police said happened. So Kyren wants to get in front of the 4 cars that are in front of him. So he crosses the center line to get over. But do you see the gold truck here? When Kyren is on the wrong side of the road, the driver of that gold truck sees Kyren coming towards him. So he hits his brake and veers to the right. Now with the gold truck on the side of the road, that leaves this white Kia, which was behind the gold truck. And I've put a number 2 on this Kia because this car is a key player in the story and I want to make sure we're all clear who I'm referencing. So white Kia is vehicle number 2, which was behind the gold truck. So gold truck on side of the road and vehicle number 2 is now in the direct path of Kyren Lacy's green Charger. The driver of vehicle number 2 panics and takes a hard swerve over to the other lane to avoid colliding with Kyren. But when she swerves into that other lane, she's now facing oncoming traffic herself, and she ends up crashing head on with a car that was traveling in that lane. A passenger in the car that she collides with is 78-year-old Herman Hall, and he was injured from the crash and ended up passing away as a result of his injuries. And according to police, after Kyren causes this chaotic and tragic accident, he flees the scene and never stops to render aid or see if anyone's okay. So that's the story. And again, this happened on December 17, 2024. And by January 12, 2025, police had identified Kyren Lacy as the driver of the green Charger, and he was then arrested and charged with negligent homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation of a vehicle. Kyren was released on bond, but from January 2025, when he was arrested, until April, Kyren is carrying around the weight of this tragedy. He's also facing the fact that his hopes and dreams of becoming an NFL player are slowly dwindling away. Some of the teams that were interested in him are now asking questions about this case, and the internet has completely spiraled with the story of this NFL hopeful who is now accused of homicide and a hit and run. Now, by April of 2025, prosecutors are preparing to present this case to a grand jury. And that's important because apparently in this particular county, there's a policy that all homicides go to a grand jury.
So it's the policy of the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office that all homicides go to a grand jury. We were nearing that grand jury.
So even if prosecutors do their investigation and determine they don't want to prosecute the person, in this county, they still have to present it to a grand jury, and the grand jury has to vote on if formal charges should be filed. And that's exactly what happened in this case. The Louisiana State Police did their investigation and presented their findings to the DA's office. And their findings was that Kyren Lacy caused this accident, fled the scene, and should be charged accordingly. But when the DA's office did their investigation, they didn't agree with the findings from the state police.
From the district attorney's office says, the evidence submitted in the crash report does not support that Kyren Lacy should have known that his actions were the cause of the crash that happened approximately 72 yards in front of him.
But because of the policy, this case still had to be presented with Kyren as the defendant to the grand jury.
Right. So like that, how can, if the accident, because whoever, the people who try to cover up this story, they ain't think it all the way through, because they had the video, right? The video shows him pulling up after the car accident didn't happen. If he had got in front of those cars, he would have been already gone. So they was banking on the fact that there was no footage, but there was footage to show that Kyren Lacy's green Charger pulled up after the accident and he wasn't gone before the accident. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so they said he was 72 yards away when the accident happened. So there's no way he could have gotten in front of those cars. Now, they did say, people are saying that he did pass those cars. But then again, how did he pass those cars if those cars was in front of him? That's the cover up. That's the cover up.
And at the time, Kyren nor his attorneys knew what the DA's findings were. They just knew his case was going to be presented, and out of that, he could be formally charged. And so, a day before prosecutors are set to present the case to the grand jury, Kyren Lacy takes his own life at the age of 24. After his death, his father wrote a statement on Facebook that read, quote, "Young parents, start talking to your kids at a very early age and make sure they are confident and comfortable confiding in you. Don't be cool with I'm all right or I'm good when you know deep down something isn't right. Mental health is real and for the most part, it's invisible. Don't ignore the signs, even if they may seem small. Our lives have changed forever and this will never be okay. But God needed my baby more than he was needed here. This has to be the biggest pill our families have had to swallow, but I know the love and compassion in our families will get us through. This will never get easier, but we'll learn to live with it. Check on your kids' mental." So that's the backstory, and that gets us to where we are today with this latest news that Kyren's attorney, Matt Ory, has uncovered. He recently got the entire file for Kyren's case, which included the investigation done by the state police, as well as the investigation done by the district attorney's office.
I've got everything. I've got every piece of evidence I have viewed. I've examined every piece of evidence, which includes all surveillance, all body cam footage, and most importantly, the investigative report that was generated and manufactured by the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office. Their findings after their own investigation. That's what we're here today to present. We're going to compare and contrast those findings with the findings of the state police.
And ooh, child. So attorney Matt Ory does acknowledge that Kyren Lacy passed the 4 cars, but the data shows that he passed those cars well before the accident. I'm going to use my graphics again, so follow me. According to the data, Kyren Lacy passed the cars way back here, and he was already back in his original driving lane before the accident happened. The accident happens, and Kyren Lacy is actually a car behind the vehicle that Herman Hall was in.
We know from data that Kyren Lacy did in fact pass 4 cars. There's no disputing that. Further north, Kyren Lacy passed 4 cars. However, he was back in his lane of travel 92.3 yards, back in his lane, behind Mr. Hall. At the time of impact, he's 72.6 yards behind the vehicles at the time of impact. Keyword, behind the vehicles. He wasn't even close to the second car.
That's what I said.
Eased in.
As Matt Ory digs further into the evidence, he learns that according to the black box data, vehicle number 2, the one that
that's what I just said. I just said that. Like he was how can he be a part of the accident when he was behind those cars? So they are trying to cover up something happened. Maybe that cop had it out for him for some reason. We don't know why he felt like he had to target Kyren Lacy the way he did, and his whole department got behind him. Like this is crazy because this is like a whole thing now.
actually collided with Herman Hall's vehicle was tailgating the gold truck before the gold truck pressed the brake.
Right. So what do I know now about Vehicle 2? Vehicle 2 was tailgating. All right. According to the data, tailgating at 49.6 miles an hour behind the gold truck, 1.5 seconds before the crash. Interestingly enough, this vehicle was actually, when this woman was in the ambulance, they issued her a ticket. All right. You know for what? Take a wild guess. Following too close. Fast forward. Another trooper comes and is looking for that particular ticket. And that ticket, they told her, something may happen to the ticket, don't worry about it. Sure enough, something happened to that ticket down the road, right? The ticket now needs to fit a better narrative. And that ticket now says, crossing left of center. Why?
Are y'all following this? I hope it's not confusing. Okay,
it's not
now
confusing.
In addition to learning details about the speed of vehicle number 2.
It's not confusing. It's a cover-up. They're covering up. And for some reason, you could tell that these cops had it out for Kyren Lacy for whatever reason. That's what we need to try to figure out. Why did they have it out for that young man? That's the million. Why were they so gung-ho to put this accident on him when they could have just looked at the situation, assessed the situation? An amateur cop could have, But why was they so adamant on putting this on Kyren Lacy? That's the $1 million question.
Attorney Matt Ory also learns the speed of the gold truck. The gold truck was traveling at 28 miles per hour before he hit his brakes, and he didn't veer to the side of the road until after the accident, which again highlights that if vehicle number 2 is tailgating him at 49 miles per hour, when he hit his brakes, she had no other option but to swerve, or else she was going to hit him.
What he's saying is she had to avoid hitting him. He specifically stated she caused that accident.
The data from her black box shows that she hit her brakes 0.5 seconds before the accident and then swerved really hard.
So the 75, the steering input at 75 to the left.
That's correct.
Any indicate that, I would guess 75 on a scale of 100, that's a pretty hard turn to the left.
It's a very hard turn to the left. The gold truck. We know now that 2.99 seconds prior to him pulling off the road, he was traveling 28 miles an hour. 28 miles an hour. Now, you're going to hear his statement in a little while, and it's going to all make sense. But let's be very clear right now for the intent and purposes of what we're doing. Vehicle 2, their data says she is tailgating. She is 0.5 seconds at 49.6 miles an hour. 1.5 seconds before the crash.
Wow.
Now, of course, the driver of vehicle number 2 was questioned about her version of events. And her version is interesting. The DA's office summarized some of the statements that she made in their report.
He says upon reviewing the body cam video of the trooper from the scene, the following statement was made by, we'll call her vehicle 2, right? I just know the truck was stomping on brakes. The other was trying to pass the other car. I was trying to dodge by not hitting him, by coming around. When the trooper asked how fast she was going, she replied the speed limit. He next says, I reviewed the recorded interview and the written statement from vehicle 2 while she was in the hospital on January 3rd, 2025. Below is a synopsis of that interview. And the very first, it says, all I can see is that a car is coming this way and the car in front of me. Right before the crash. I'm looking at the pickup truck in front of me. That's all they see for the moment. I'm eating my Funyuns. I got in the middle of my lap and I'm driving. I'm listening to my music. All of a sudden, I see the car get in the other person's lane. The truck, end quote, steps on his brakes. First, so it slows down, but then he does it again, and this time it's really hard. That's when you can see on the other side the car is trying to get back over. But before he can get over, the truck stops in the middle, like on the brakes, hard. There's another car that runs damn near into the pole. It's either I run into him or I try to get out the way, so I'm trying to get into the dollar store parking lot. Then the other car just comes and slams into me. The trooper asked vehicle 2, whenever you're looking forward, or the cars in front of you, they swerve off to the right before you make your left, or are you looking at a green Charger coming at you? Or, in end of quotes. Vehicle 2 responded with, the green Charger came, and then the car behind me, behind them, the truck, the van, whatever. The trooper does not ask any further follow-up questions to get a better understanding of what she was saying for this answer. Now remember, I'm reading what the investigator's saying. During this interview with the trooper, Vehicle 2 made several statements that do not match the submitted report or written statement. Instead of questioning Vehicle 2 for more details, the trooper attempted to recap what she was saying, which seems to contradict her statements.
Wow.
While doing this, the trooper is the first to talk about the gold truck swerving off to the right. Then when it came to obtaining the written statement, the trooper tells Vehicle 2 what to document on the statement as she is writing. You watch someone slam on their brakes. You watch them stop.
There is a video circulating. I'm not sure if they're gonna play this because I'm reacting to this live with y'all. And by the way, there's a few of y'all in here. Make sure you smash up the like button. You know what I mean? Share this out to a friend. Yeah, get down in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about this so far. But there is a video circulating of the cop pretty much guiding the person into documenting what they saw. But the cop is telling him what to put on the sheet there. So yeah, I'm sure y'all can see that there's a lot of people, it's a video of his body cam. And that he's stupid. He ain't even turn off his body cam. They wasn't trying to hide this. I guess they didn't think that it was going to get that deep. there, but yeah, there's video footage of the pretty much help, guiding the person, whoever it was. I mean, the other person that was involved, and what to say on their statement sheet.
Watched a car chart coming at you in your lane of traffic, but you never thought to just tap the brakes? Really?
Now let's get to the body cam footage.
Oh, here I go.
At one point,
Okay.
an officer goes to speak with the driver of the gold truck, and child, the driver says this whole thing is the fault of vehicle number 2.
All right, sir. So, look, don't worry about filling any of this top information, like your name, address. Don't worry about any of that. Just right here, if you could, I'll just have you write exactly what you saw. Just make sure to include, where you were.
I don't even know what the name of that highway.
It's Highway 20. Highway 20. That you just.
All right, me and my wife gonna figure out right quick.
Okay, just make sure you add in there that you had to slam on your brakes, and the brakes, you had to slam on the brakes to avoid that charger, and the brakes locked up to avoid that charger. That's.
I ain't scared my car, that's what I wasn't even going for. That lady in the back of me, she didn't saw what was happening. That's how she caused that wreck. And she was running in the back of me. She pulled on the other side, and that's not in it.
So.
Right there. Right there. He just said, yeah, the car in the back of him was the one who caused the wreck. They had this information all this time. They had this footage all this time. All this time, everything that happened with Kyren Lacy could have been avoided. That young man would still be alive. Like, this is crazy.
But the charger was coming right at you, correct? And that's why you had to slam on your brake, the head on with you. So yeah, just make sure you include that, and that's very important because we're trying to locate this charger right now.
You see him coercing? You see him? He's manipulating his mind. After he just said, "Oh yeah, the car behind me is the one who caused this." But the cop is trying to, no, we need to find this charger on who did this. Because I believe the cop already knew what was going on. I think they had something out for Kyren Lacy for some reason. That's the only conclusion. That's the only conclusion I can see happening.
So just include that in the statement, and I'll read it over, and then I'll be out of here.
Yes. You heard that.
He said, include that in the statement and I'll read it over. Well, yeah, because you done told him everything what to put down in there. And the only reason why you want to read it over because you want to make sure he put what you told him to put on that statement. These cops are dirty down there in Louisiana. Like what kind of devilish stuff you got going? What kind of devil you have to be to want to falsely accuse somebody of something that somebody else already confessed and wrote a statement on what actually happened? You got to be an evil person to want to twist the whole narrative for what? Oh my goodness gracious! Let's finish watching, y'all.
Right. The driver said, I didn't skid mark or nothing because I wasn't even driving fast.
Right.
The lady in the back of me, she didn't see what was happening. That's how she caused the wreck, because she was going to run in the back of me and she pulled onto that other side. Then the officer responds by telling him to make sure he adds in that he had to slam on his brakes to avoid hitting the charger.
Right.
Somebody gonna do something, because this is crazy. And it doesn't stop there. The statement that's turned in on behalf of the driver of the gold truck doesn't reflect what he said in that body cam video at all. It's actually a completely different story that wasn't written or signed by him. On the signature line, it actually says refused.
What?
And this is from the gold truck.
This is the gold truck. See, the problem with that statement is it is in direct contravention to what was said minutes earlier.
Right.
It's not written by him. And where it says signed, it's not signed. It's refused. But you see, when I have a witness who is the most critical, And he's telling you, I wasn't traveling fast. We know now that he wasn't. The data shows 2.99 seconds before that he was traveling 28 miles an hour. And he goes on to say, I didn't even make a skid mark. That woman.
And he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. Car number one was telling the truth. Car number one said car number two is the one who caused the accident, not Kyren Lacy. But this cop had it out for some reason for Kyren Lacy. He was gung-ho on trying to put this situation on Kyren Lacy. For some reason. And then that statement right there don't even have his signature, say refuse. So why would you write a statement and then put refuse? If you write a statement, right? They already got your statement. You signing your signature is just you solidifying your statement. But the fact that they couldn't, probably because they didn't want to forge the person's signature, they just put refuse. But what's the point of giving a statement only to refuse? Oh, that's what I'm saying. These people are dirty devils. Real rat. And we supposed to use our voice to get justice. This young man, not only do this young man need justice, and unfortunately, it came at the loss of his life, but his family need justice. Can you imagine if let's say he didn't unalive himself? He probably will end up going to jail because I don't think that they would have got this far. They would have took him to jail. He'd have probably had to plead out to something, and he'd have went to jail for something he really didn't cause. That young man would be in jail right now, doing literally football numbers, when he should have been in the NFL playing football. This is sick. This is unbelievable.
Behind me, she caused that accident. And you give me this statement that is refused? I got a problem. I got a problem with that. A big one.
So you get the point. And if you don't, I'll give you my takeaway, which should not be taken as fact. Basically, the gold truck did hit his brakes as a result of seeing Kyren Lacy on his side of the road. The vehicle behind the gold truck, vehicle number 2, should have had time to hit her brakes and pull over. But she didn't have time because she was tailgating and traveling so fast that her only option was to veer onto oncoming traffic, resulting in her colliding with the vehicle that 78-year-old Herman Hall was in.
But he had no idea he caused this accident because he didn't think he caused the accident. He didn't cause the accident.
Now again, Kyren Lacy took his life before any of this could play out, but Matt Ory says he's doing this now because he made a promise to Kyren that he got him.
This is about making a promise to a kid who begged you to help him. You make a promise, you follow through on that promise. Mm-hmm. It's nothing more, nothing less to tell the world Kyren Lacy's version. He never got to tell the world his version. His parents had given me a pin of his picture. And at that funeral, I took it home with me, obviously, but as he's sitting there, he had always asked me previous to that, Mr. Matt, you got me, dog? Kyren, I promise you, I got you, dog. So I get home and I took that pin. It's got his picture on it, and I kept it out every day. And I wrote on the back of it, I got you, dog.
Wow.
Never let it leave that side. And this is my version, bringing clarity. Bringing his version is me telling him, I got you, dog.
Wow.
Whatever that's worth, I don't know. I hope that he's looking down and has a little peace, because he didn't go out with peace.
This is so sad.
It is.
So rest in peace to both Herman Hall and Kyren Lacy. And somebody got to do something.
Right. My heart goes out to Herman Hall, the older fella who lost his life, unfortunately, in this situation, and Kyren Lacy. They both. This is unfortunate. Shout out to the lawyer who was keeping his word and saying, I got you, dog. Man, I ain't gonna front, man. This broke my heart. This broke my heart, man, seeing this story. Because you can tell you can see the blatant cover up, the blatant evilness of these cops' heart. And the whole department, I'm sure the sarge, the commanding officer, I'm sure all them people saw this footage, but they chose to cover it up. Some accountability needs to happen, some justice. This family needs justice. Real rap. This family needs justice. The Kyren Lacy story is just not about him. It's about a system that constantly does this to the black community. I remember growing up, they planted drugs on the black community. I watched them plant drugs on my friends, even though I lived in a high drug activity area, and it was the older guys who were selling the drugs, but they was planting drugs on us younger teenagers. These people are corrupt. This American system choose power over compassion. They choose all type of lewd behavior over love. They choose deceit and deception over justice. It's crazy because those who are sworn to protect us are the ones who's moving the most foulest. And it's crazy. It is crazy. These people will do anything to pervert justice in the name of justice. It's crazy. Kyren Lacy family needs justice. And let me get some scripture for y'all. We're going to get into the Bible real quick. Zechariah chapter 7 verse 9 says, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, render true judgment, show kindness and mercy to one another. Listen, God's justice is not selective. His mercy is not for sale. And it should be the same thing with us. Our justice should not be selective. Our mercy should not be for sale. When officers of the law hide the truth, when they sit on a video that could have cleared Kyren of all this stuff, they choose to cover it up. They chose to pervert justice. You see what I'm saying? They are, in my honest opinion, they're not just breaking the law of man. They're not only just breaking the law, the conduct that they swore to uphold. They are breaking God's law. They are breaking God's law to show grace, to show mercy, to show justice. You're in that position to show justice, not be partial. For real. That crooked cop and his department chose to bury evidence to protect their own image, to protect their own thing that they got going on, while a mother buried her son. They chose to bury that video that could have cleared Kyren of all charges, and he could have went on with his professional NFL career. But instead, his mom had to bury him because he couldn't take the weight. He was a young man being lied on. The internet, people saying stuff. And that young man took his own life because he couldn't handle that. With the fact that he was about to go to jail for almost, they probably was going to try to give him life for something he didn't do. And they had the evidence to clear that man. You see what I'm saying? That's not justice. In my honest opinion, that is sin dressed in a uniform. Real rap. That is sin dressed in a uniform. Every day that video was hid, it drove Kyren into a darker and darker place. He made up his mind probably a long time ago to that he was going to do that. I'm sure he like, man, I don't know how he was thinking, but I'm sure he was like, man, listen, if this goes, I ain't going to jail for something I ain't do. I can only imagine how he felt. Every day, those officers, those officials stayed quiet while knowing the truth. They was complicit in a lie when they had the truth in their hands. The silence of those who knew too and stayed quiet, his blood is on y'all hands too. Yeah, I said it. His blood is on y'all hands too. Because I can't sit around and watch stuff like that. I'm not covering, man, listen, I'm like, yo, ain't no way I ain't covering up for that. Nah, come on. We cannot call ourselves the righteousness of Christ if we keep ignoring stuff like this. If we keep turning the other cheek to justice, the very thing God told us to do is to uphold justice. We keep turning the other cheek toward and ignoring it. We cannot claim to be servants of the Lord. We cannot be claimed to be sons of the Most High God while turning away and looking the other way from injustice. To follow Christ is to confront the corruption that's going on right in front of us. But a lot of you Christians are scared because you are wrapped in this American flag. We're supposed to confront corruption, not coexist with it, not be complacent in it because it's not directly happening to us. Real rap. That young man family needs justice. Kyren Lacy's family needs justice. Real rap. I'm telling you, man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy, man. But let me know what y'all think about this, man. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. Hop down in the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Make sure y'all smashing up the like button and all that. It helps the algorithm, helps push this out to a larger, broader audience, because I do believe that this conversation, this story right here needs to be put out there. People need to see this. Like something needs to happen here. That whole department needs to be fired and held accountable, because this came at the cost of a young man's life. And not only did it come at the cost of that young man's life, that 78-year-old man family really ain't get no justice neither, because of the how the department is playing around with this. The same people who swore to protect and serve the community is covering up stuff. This was so stupid to cover up. That's why I say this something big, because why? You didn't, if they cover up something like this, I'm sure there needs to be an internal investigation on all the stuff all the cases that they investigated, because there wasn't nothing to tell the truth on this. Not like this was it was obvious an accident. Why are you covering up and twisting and all this stuff as if you had something to do with it? It don't make no sense to cover. That whole department needs to be investigated on other cases. Internal affairs. The mayor of Louisiana. The governor. The mayor of that county or whatever, of wherever that took place at. That whole department needs to be investigated. Y'all need to go in there and start looking at some other cases, because that particular it didn't make no sense to start doing all this covering up as if this is some type of mafia thing. This was just a young man who had a promising career, a promising future, and to do all this, to treat him like what? Like, you see what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, man. But yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all, man. I thank y'all for rocking out with me. Make sure y'all check out our merch store, gasmerch.com. Vintage St. Lacito is the brand. Lacito means the one who carries the wheel. Always, man, like always, I thank y'all for rocking out with me. I thank you for all my mods who always hold me down, man. And man, let me know what y'all think about this, man. Make sure y'all smash the like button on the way out as well, man. Until next time, man, God willing, I'll at y'all on the flip. Vintage doesn't mean we're out of style. It means our value stood the test of time. As for the saints of the land, they are the excellent ones in whom is all God's delight. Vintage St. Lacito, we are the ones who carry the will. Represent the movement at gasmerch.com.